I think, therefore I exist. Really? What about rocks? Do they not exist? Oh, wait, I know. If you can't see an object, who says it was there before you looked at it, right? So, the world just materializes for your own sake. What about the effect those unseen objects were having? Did they just make up for all that lost time as soon as they materialized? Or you are right, and there is someone constantly looking at the objects, making it so they exist continuously. And if you need a conscience to acknowledge existence, wouldn't that make it so existence is conscious and not simply time, space, and matter? It's your logic, so I don't know. Could you please define love or the color yellow? No, you know what they are. If obvious things need definition, then we'll waste hours defining the definition of those definitions. Yes, you can say that love differs from person to person and culture to culture. However, within our cultural context, you know exactly what the everyday person means by love. Just like the everyday person knows exactly which God I'm referring to when I say he exists. But for some reason you need to waste time asking which God to try to demonstrate that simply because many people make various claims about their gods, then the one true God cannot exist. And you actually think that makes sense. The exceptions do not invalidate the rule or the norm. Now, the color yellow can't be defined because it doesn't exist, correct? It is simply the color that our human eyes can perceive. However, at the end of the day, only our shared experiences can help define what something is. Therefore, please, for the love of the God that you refuse to believe exists, could you stop wasting my time with those silly, deceitful, and pathetic stalling and deviating off-topic tactics? Could you? Because I'm trying to get to the truth, not simply win a debate. Have you noticed that when you use every trick in the book to win a debate, the audience goes away with the wrong information, and if I am the only one who holds the saving truth, if I start doubting myself and end up quitting? You just made the world a worse place because people had to perceive you as the one who's always right? You knew the answer to your objection, but you expected that I did not know it. You're purposefully sharing misinformation. Or, to be fair, you're thoroughly convinced that my position just cannot be true, so it's irrelevant how you win. Nevertheless, if that truly was the case, then my arguments would be easily dismantled without having to use dishonest methods. Just saying. Yes, you can clear your conscience by blaming both the audience and me. We should have done our own research. We can't believe everything other people say. Or, even though you know the other option is extremely improbable, as long as there's room for doubt, why not use it against your opponent? Trying to win a debate is not like trying to win a game, although you shouldn't cheat in either situation. Ideas are so dangerous, and maybe because I make you feel dumb and inadequate, you want to return the favor, but only truth matters, so don't make this about me or yourself. We're strictly talking about God here, that's all that matters, and now you want to change the subject to mathematics and science? Even if I can't argue in those areas, you're missing the entire point. It's not like if you prove me wrong in those areas, everything I said previously unrelated to those subjects becomes invalid. You just want to try to make me feel as I made you feel. Therefore, why should you even attempt to be the representative of any worldview, huh? You are utterly useless, you self-centered fool. I dare you to prove me wrong in the right way and only the right way. You can't. Then what does that mean? Either you don't know what you're talking about as much as you thought you did, or you're wrong. You're just plain wrong. You're not looking for answers because you think you know everything. Well, at least more than me. You possess material knowledge, while I possess supernatural knowledge. Because I hold the truth granted to me by the Holy Spirit, you will always lose. Winning a silly debate doesn't make you right, atheists. It never has, and it never will.